Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul joined alongside Jack Weinberger, and instead of, Ziggy's having some technical issues today. Producer Zach isn't able to be here, so out of the blue, and honestly, probably a big mistake that I'm making is I just asked my sister, Lauren, if she wanted to come onto the show today.
Show
and
yourself,
be the producer.
Lauren.
So
show
go
yourself.
show yourself.
Hello, everyone.
Probably a huge mistake, but
Paul let me control the camera, so it'll be me the entire time.
Oh dear God! All right, let's go back.
Okay.
Let's go back to me and Jack here. So,
well, I'm sure most of our fans are happy. She's a Wisconsin grad.
She is.
University of Wisconsin. Go Badgers!
On Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin, we got some spotted
we got
cows.
Spotted cows in hand
for a Friday Junior episode, a mailbag episode that we're gonna have today. Yeah, so we'll see. Bringing on my sister could be a huge mistake. Whether
we'll
or
see
not
what people say. We'll see the people.
The show, the comments that we get.
Don't be lame.
We'll see the people say.
I have always said if there was ever going to be a star from the Farrington family, it would absolutely be Lauren.
I'd probably agree with that 100%. Too.
Yeah. The best star character is Lauren. The personality, the toxicity.
Okay.
You know what's
justifiably
weird too?
Toxic.
It's weird doing a show with no headphones.
It feels weird.
We were just talking about this pre-show, but Ziggy's not here, so we don't need him. But I feel like this is.
It feels you
like
feel a little naked.
I feel empty. I feel naked.
Yeah, it's a little bit bizarre.
I meant to throw him on.
You would understand, Lauren. And maybe, hey, maybe if you give producer Zach a run for his money, you'll start to understand that. So whenever you want, just go ahead, throw yourself on or contribute to the show. Have some fun with it. Yeah.
She's spoken more than Zach already.
She has. She's spoken closer to the microphone,
closer to the mic,
Zach.
more clear.
But it's a great mailbag. A lot of people sent in questions for us today, so we'll dive right into it here. From Ryan Vegas 920, he says, Packers fan here. Love the show. I'm trying to stay optimistic with the Love injury. The only good thing for the fans to come out of this is to have a decent pick while hosting the draft in Green Bay. I also heard someone shout out your show on the Pack a Day podcast with Andy Herman. Ooh. You guys are becoming ingrained in the Packers culture. Keep up the great work, guys.
No, I think I've made the official switch to being a Packers fan. Like, I'm dead serious.
Well, Jack texted that during the Packers-Eagles
game. I threw that in the group chat. I'm like...
You're throwing wheeze.
I threw the game on, and I found myself rooting extremely hard for Green Bay. I'm like, how could you not? Like these guys are, we're part of an army now.
Much to my dismay, Ziggy and I were like, what the hell you say? Well, he's talking about we, and Jack's like, well, these guys help us make money. They're supporting the show. Like, good point.
We're part of an army.
We can't hop in there.
The colors of the Packers are ugly.
Thank you, Lauren. Lauren, a true Viking fan. Through and through.
There you go.
So trying to stay optimistic with the Love injury. I don't think you have to worry yet about the draft pick, Ryan, until they lose a few games here. If they're 0-4, 0-5, 0-6, depending on when Love comes back, that's when you can start looking ahead to the draft. They were super fortunate with the MCL sprain that it wasn't season ending. So I think that looking ahead to the draft is not something I do yet in Green Bay, even though it sucks.
Worst comes absolute worst. Like getting a high pick while in Green Bay, that could be kind of sick.
Oh, but that'll be fun.
No, I still have aspirations as a new Packers fan. I'm not going to make that jump yet. I'm kidding. But I would still. I still have a goal to go to the playoffs. I'd be super thrilled that it's MCL, not ACL. It was 4 weeks, 5 weeks,
maybe 4.
Right, maybe 4. So let's. Go.
Maybe even 3. People in the comment section here are talking about him coming back this week. So
that'd be amazing.
That's not happening.
Go 2-2. Try to go 2-2, and then you're 2-3. He comes back, and it's all systems go.
And remember, everyone, to like, comment, subscribe to our channel here. Just finishing off the CTAs off the top of the show. You can also
don't be thirsty, Paul.
Oh,
that'll get viewers. Viewers.
Lord you can also become a member. Remember to become a member. You could go to our channel homepage, the Paul Farrington Show, and click join, which is the little button next to our logo. If you can't listen or watch on YouTube, you can always check us out on audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, and merch store. Who doesn't like merch, right?
I love merch
in the description. You can check it out there. We're still working on getting our YouTube store back up and running, but Google says we are quote unquote misrepresenting products. So, so apparently we are doing something improper with the YouTube store.
What does it even mean?
I think that we need to have every single little detail, and this is not a show that focuses on every single little detail filled out, like color, size, everything. Like
we never have. That hasn't been
minutia. We continue on with the mailbag.
Great word.
Thank you. Michael Merrill, GPG, I wonder what that could stand for, 10, Solid videos this week, guys. Enjoyed hearing about all the games. Sucks seeing Love get hurt. My question for you guys is this. Based off the fans this year, Jack's good at these questions, which team has the biggest home field advantage? I've heard NFL Network say Detroit is. I would agree, but we saw last year the Packers weren't afraid of Detroit. Also, it's nice to see Aaron Jones continue to show why he's a top running back. Keep up the great videos. Look forward to seeing if this makes the mailbag episode. Well, Michael, you made the mailbag episode. Jack, the biggest home field advantage.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm huge on typically home field advantages for sure. I think it plays a much bigger role in college than it does the pros. I think Pittsburgh's home field's great. Not being biased. Not
Except
being biased.
when they play San Francisco.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like I've also seen like road teams can go into the playoffs and win. Whereas I'd be more surprised if it happened in college than it does the pros. Lambeau's amazing. I got to throw that out there. I think Dallas is terrible.
Kansas City's got a really good one.
Kansas City's good.
Seattle, of course.
But here's the thing, Baltimore's good, right? Baltimore's great. Case went in there and beat him. I don't think it plays a massive role in the NFL. And I really don't. And I've changed my stance on this recently to where I'm at now. That's a good question.
If
I had to pick one, a home field I wouldn't want to go into, it gives them a huge advantage in the playoffs. I mean, Buffalo? I'd say
I don't want to go into Philly.
Philly, yeah, Philly's a good one. I don't want to go into Philly either.
I think they're lunatics.
True. I mean, when they had Nick Foles, everyone was counting him out. They kicked the crap out of you guys.
That's
right.
Scary crowd.
Philly is scary.
I mean, yeah, I think they're lunatics, but they're also a great fan base. They're passionate.
I also legitimately think
morally incorrect most of the time. But
I legitimately think if the Steelers went on the road on a Saturday night to University of Georgia, the Steelers lose. The Steelers lose. That offense doesn't move the ball. So I think college it plays a huge role. NFL lesser, but yeah,
Steelers at Georgia on Saturday night.
I think
what's that got to be like 130-3 Steelers?
I think the line's this line's like Steelers minus 60.5, and Georgia wins outright.
Can you imagine going into the fourth quarter, Steelers Georgia? It's like probably 13-10. The light show starts.
Yeah.
Red lights all over the place. The crowd, the Georgia, they have their flashlights on.
Well, the first drive,
Justin Fields' shin is bad.
we go 3 and out on the first drive.
100%.
Fields gets sacked. 100%. The place is going crazy.
This is where people go, all right, these guys are Eric Wallace,
Philly's a good answer. Philly.
Eric Wallace 3175 says, as I dive deep into the beer cooler these next 3 to 6 weeks, cheers. So are we.
Spot of cow season. I'm celebrating recovering from a cold with a nice beer. The worst part of having a cold being sick is you can't drink without feeling sick.
That is absolutely not the worst part of being sick.
Well, I was feeling ill. Wasn't able to drink, so I'm happy now I'm feeling better, celebrating with a spotted cow.
Is when you're an alcoholic. The thing that you miss the most is drinking.
Yeah, when you're an alcoholic, you have withdrawals when you can't.
Eric says, what football injury do you remember devastating you? Mine was Rodgers' collarbone. He was on pace for an MVP season out of the gate, and it just died. I remember that injury. That opened the door to spectacular Vikings season, by the way. Not that I was happy Rodgers got hurt, but spectacular season.
Boo! Cancel him.
And you're not an Aaron Rodgers fan over here. An injury that I was upset by.
I mean, I know. Immediately, I know.
Well, I bought a Marcus Lattimore jersey. He tore his ACL the next week.
I think this could extend for you to baseball, to basketball. Any devastating injury.
Devastating.
See, this is the thing about Jack. This is why Jack's having trouble here, is because he roots for a blue sky franchise team.
Yes, I don't really remember.
There's never anything that really happens.
I don't remember
it's all sunshine and rainbows. Meanwhile, over here, I don't have enough fingers to count how many devastating injuries there have been. Peterson in 2015. Oh my God. Peterson got suspended for the year after. Oh, it's all horrible.
Do you remember a devastating injury as a Steeler fan? Am I just missing it?
You gotta be missing something.
Yeah, right? I'm trying to think. Steelers, Pirates, a college team, devastating injury.
I have an injury that I was sad about.
What?
But let me show face.
Yeah, throw yourself on. Throw yourself on there.
I don't remember what it was or who was playing, but it was when the guy died on the field.
Oh my God.
that upset me.
Damar Hamlin.
I did not enjoy that.
Yeah, I think this question was more supposed to be about a season-ending injury, not.
I wanted to chime in.
Okay.
I don't know jack shit about football.
That was quite upsetting.
No, mine is easily Teddy Bridgewater. after that playoff appearance against the Seahawks and the Walsh field goal. He looked really good in the preseason. I'll never forget them interviewing him at halftime of the preseason game, being so excited for week 1. And then I'm standing in the Acme Bakery. I'm 17 years old, packaging chocolate chip cookies. I get a text from our friend Mike Rotundo that just says, Teddy's down, looks serious. LOL. And I went like, this has to be a joke. And I Googled Teddy Bridgewater, and the first picture is just an ambulance. Not even Teddy Bridgewater. It's just an ambulance pops up when you Googled his name.
God.
It's Teddy Bridgewater suffers catastrophic knee injury, like leg nearly amputated on his way to hospital, or at hospital.
LOL.
And I'm standing in the back of, not even in Acme, I'm in the back stock room, almost crying, reading this article because I was so pumped up. And that was just horrible. That was the worst.
I would say, like, I was trying to think of like a time Big Ben might have got hurt, but he was such a maniac. Like he played through everything. He played through broken ribs.
No, you're lucky.
I don't know. I can't think of one. I seriously can't.
Let's see. We continue on here from Benjamin. So this is brutal. Benjamin says 2 questions for you guys, but one of them he says my last name is pronounced RIE-REE. Ryrie. I'm thinking Ryrie.
R-I-E.
Wait,
Rieri.
RIE dash
REE.
REE.
I think it's Ryrie. Ryrie. It's got to be Ryrie.
Yeah, Ryrie.
He said I always enjoy Paul trying to say the name like it's some sort of French casserole.
Or Riri.
Benjamin Rire. Benjamin Ryrie says, why is there something rather than nothing? And why does that something always have to be Aaron Rodgers losing to the 49ers? Yeah, I mean, that is kind of a tale as old as time.
It's true. I wasn't shocked.
I was after that opening drive, or not the opening, but after their touchdown drive.
I'd go up 7-3.
Oh, yeah. Were you getting texts from some Jets fans that were like, we're back, baby. Like, Super Bowl is on here?
Surprisingly, no.
I got one from our good friend Vince. Vince, I think he just wrote bang or something like that.
I think it's like I was expecting a couple. I think most Jets fans know, though, to pump the brakes.
Most do.
I think most do. I mean, some obviously don't, but I thought Rodgers was fine, but I wasn't surprised with his outcome in San Francisco.
Just screaming. And then after that, it got pretty bad. Craig Sheeran says, after Jordan Love's injury and the way all the other NFC North teams played on Sunday, do you think there's a chance for the Packers to make the playoffs, or will we miss it this year? Love the show. Keep up the great work. Look, if he was out for the season, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. It's not happening.
Malik stinks.
Malik's had a tough go.
I've always said that.
To only be out, yeah. Lauren has always been off the Malik Willis train. But if he's out until week 4 or 5, you just got to try and get one of those games. You could be 1-3, and you could still come back. The NFC is not going to be crazy. At least I'm not anticipating it. So I think they're completely fine as long as this doesn't progress into 5-6 weeks out.
Look at the last couple of years of the Bengals, right? Like they've been 1-3, 1-4.
The Vikings last year, 1-4.
Yeah,
1-5 in a row. Next thing you know, they're competing for the division.
With Jordan Love coming back, hopefully by week 5-ish, I'd assume they're probably still a minus number to go to make the playoffs, right? Green Bay.
I can take a look right now. I'd actually be a little surprised.
What are those? Maybe a small plus number, but
a minus number to make the playoffs. Let's see.
I thought the question was going to be: is there a chance we don't make it? Because I think they're expected to make it.
So you, at this moment in time, despite the Love injury, you're still expecting a Packer playoff appearance?
Yeah, 100%. I think the NFC overall is pretty weak.
To make the playoffs right now, the Green Bay Packers are plus 164.
I think that's the good value there. I think it's fantastic.
So Jack says hit it. You'll like this, Jack. From Midwest Mountain Man, he says Bryce Young looks like a bust.
That's my guy.
Caleb Williams with a disappointing debut. Steelers getting a win with Fields. How is Jack capable of being so right and yet so wrong at the same time?
Well, what does he mean by yet so wrong there? I'm never wrong. I called the Bryce Young bust. I don't know what I see that the NFL GMs don't. Caleb's gonna be terrible. And well, I thought the Falcons would beat us, but I was happy to see we went down there and won.
You said we were going to get destroyed.
Yeah, I thought we were
I was ready to pick the Steelers, and you said
I thought we were going to get crushed by Atlanta. I forgot how good our defense was. I wrote the best player of all time.
Well, TJ Watt, we were talking about TJ Watt just before the show started. I mean, that guy is just...
And Kirk Cousins is a statue who can't move. So, once Watt got into the backfield, it was wraps.
Yeah, Ziggy's almost a proponent of playing Michael Penix.
I'm telling you, I will bet against the Panthers and Bears in a parlay every week. Like, this Bears win was an anomaly. Blocked punt, touchdown, pick six. Like,
extremely fortunate.
Insane.
We were that anomaly away from Bears fans right now this whole week going, holy crap, Caleb looked bad.
Yeah. So
it's insane how winning can cure all, because, Lauren, you didn't watch the game. The Bears looked so inept on offense that it would have been a bad week.
You know, I'm actually surprised that he had 90 yards passing. I didn't think he was capable of throwing 90 yards in a pro game.
That's horrendous.
I thought he'd be worse.
Horrendous. Okay, XX McLovin XX says, do you think Caleb's struggles was play calling? Do you think it was mainly on him? Let's say he struggles all year. He doesn't progress or really get much better. Is he more on the chopping block, or are the coaches? 100%. 100% Eberflus. Eberflus the coaches.
Yeah. Although I could warn him.
There's no world where Caleb Williams, regardless of or despite an injury, it would have to be an injury. There's no world where Caleb Williams is not the Bears starting quarterback next season. He could throw 45 interceptions and he will still be the Bears starting quarterback next season.
I could have told the Bears. Seriously. I could have called Eberflus and be like, what is that I see these guys don't? Seriously.
What is that guy's name?
Eberflus.
Not Eberflus.
Eberflus.
Eberflus?
Yeah.
I feel like you guys have said it different every time. I just hear Eberflus.
You know what? He's just, you see him take those two like 20+ yard sacks.
The first one was horrendous. He had a 19-yard sack from the 25-yard line, and it pushed him out field goal range early in the game. Like that was horrendous.
He's just another case of a quarterback who looked good in college, and he's not going to be good in the NFL.
Dear God. Let's see here from Crayon. I can't believe Ziggy pronounced that name Crane the first time, because the question came in a little late. And it's spelled Crayon.
It's Crayon.
Yeah, it's Crayon. So for like a week, I was calling him Cran. And then I finally read the name and said, "Oh my God, Ziggy! Like, are you kidding me here?"
Ziggy.
As a Packer fan, how much do you believe that the way Green Bay played had to do with the field? I think they lost a lot of confidence in their routes and even Jordan's mechanics, because it was always in the back of their heads that they could very possibly slip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams are playing on it.
Same field.
It's same. Yeah.
Saquon slipped on the first play. I thought one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life was people saying, this is what happens when you play in a shitty field. Jordan Love gets injured. Thanks a lot, NFL. And and this is on videos where you can see, 300+ pound Jalen Carter falling into Jordan Love's knee and extending it. And they're like, yep, it's the field. And I was going, what? No, it's the gigantic defensive tackle who's falling on his leg. Field is bad. And that has to be better. We shouldn't be putting out the guys to get injured on fields like that. But the Love injury specifically, I don't think had anything to do with the field. As far as the game plans went, yeah, Jack's right. Both teams are playing on that. So are the cornerbacks. Like, it might be in your head a little bit, but at the end of the day, you're playing football.
I mean, it is disheartening. Like, you pick off Hurts on the first drive, then you force a fumble recovery on the second drive.
They had a chance to put it away very early.
It should have been it could have been 14-0 early, and that's probably the game.
There are a lot of sad Packers fans in this. Moneyless Me says, and that's just a sad name.
I can't
Moneyless
blame him. That makes two of us.
Like beyond the comment, that's just a sad comment.
That's kind of real.
That makes two of us. Moneyless Me.
I mean, Lauren knows as a recent college graduate better than anyone.
Unemployed. If anyone is looking to hire, wait a minute. If anyone is looking to hire, I'm a marketing major and a theater minor. If anyone has any work, I will do basically anything.
Okay, let's go back to the show.
Thank you.
Moneyless Me says,
that's my wife.
Yeah, I'm a sad Packers fan. Make me feel better. No way, man. I'm not happy about the circumstances for your sadness, but as a Viking fan, no way. Like, this is very rare. That this side of the coin is showing for Green Bay fans, while the Vikings can be so... Like, I don't normally trash talk, and I'm not going to trash talk the Packers right now. But in general, I don't trash talk because I'm afraid of the karma. I don't really think it's going to get much better than this for the Vikings this year. So I'm completely down to be like, hey, Giants, you want to wear shitty uniforms week one? That's what happens. You lose 28-6 when you wear those outfits in week one. Like, I'm all in for this week because it's probably going to go downhill from here.
Hey, Moneyless Me, he can make some money if he tails the Jack Cap of the week.
Yeah.
Then he'll be a happy man.
From Eli Ice, he says, assuming Jordan Love returns week 7 or 8, what is the key for the Packers to get a few wins and remain in contention for the playoffs? The defense? The run game, special teams, a Malik Willis Linsanity run.
Pray the rosary Saturday night.
Yeah, divine intervention. If he returns week 7 or week 8, That means that the Packers will have to deal with the Colts, the Titans, the Vikings, the Rams, and the Cardinals before that. I think you're probably going to go 1-4.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
In those. And in that situation, you're at 1-5. Season's probably over unless they get red hot when Love comes back.
Who saw that last year?
I would say in order for them to find a way to go maybe 2-3, or even 3-2 over that stretch, because you could beat the Colts, you could beat the Titans, the Vikings are beatable, Cardinals, like all those teams are beatable. They're good, but they're beatable. I can't really see it happening without Malik Willis being stable. Like, he doesn't have to be insanity. He has to be stable, and then you're going to have to rely on the defense really stepping up. Because you're not winning shootouts. Even if Josh Jacobs is not turning into Adrian Peterson anytime soon. He's good.
Are you saying Linsanity?
Linsanity.
Like Jeremy
Lin, yes.
Jeremy Lin.
Why? But this is football.
They're saying like a Linsanity-esque run. Like when he got that good.
Okay.
But like the football version.
Yeah. So Lauren's clarifying everything for people who might
Yeah,
not
she's
be
fact checking. She's fact checking.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I think that you're going to need the defense to really turn it up a notch. Because the Colts can put up points. The Vikings can put up points. The Rams, the Cardinals. Like, these are all talented teams.
Yeah, I'd say Malik Willis. I mean, this sounds generic, but just play clean. Right,
Yeah.
Play clean and then have the defense just try to win you games. Like, win games like the Steelers do. Play clean. I'm fine with a punt and just play defense. Just don't turn the ball over. Rely on Josh Jacobs. I think my phone's ringing. Is that my
I think
phone?
I hear buzz, yeah.
Yeah, so, Josh Jacobs, the workload's going to go up. Don't turn the ball over and play defense.
Yeah, I think that could work.
And say the rosary. Pray the rosary. Say our Hail Marys, say our Fathers. Because I think Malik Willis is pretty bad.
JJB80815 says, I just saw that JJ McCarthy's working on his mental health by reading books. Does Ziggy have any philosophical recommendations for JJ? Well, since Ziggy's not here, due to the technical issues, Lauren, you have any books that you enjoy reading? You'll just give us...
Philosophical books?
Sure. Any book. What's a good book to read for someone who just needs to calm down? In 15 seconds or less.
Oh, God. I like romance books. Anything by Emily Henry is great. Everyone loves book lovers. I don't like it. Yeah. You said he needs to like relax.
Yeah, chill
romance
out.
is like, turn your brain off, just have like a
little
feel good,
rom-com.
happy story, a rom-com. My favorite is Happy Place. I really like that one. Funny Story, which is her most recent one, is also really good. I would not recommend Book Lovers. It's a little controversial, but I feel like the characters weren't as fleshed out and it wasn't great. But Beach Read, also fantastic, and People Will Meet on Vacation. Emily Henry is a great pick, I think.
All right, JJ.
All right.
Emily Henry.
Emily Henry, there you go.
We continue on through the mailbag here with Patrick Williams, who is leading our Pick'em League. Right,
you're going to say Patrick
on
Willis.
ESPN.
Oh, wait, Patrick Willis.
Patrick Willis was listening to that.
That would have been amazing.
You know what? I'll take Patrick Williams, though.
Oh,
over
100%,
Patrick Willis.
yeah. Oh,
He
screw
says,
Patrick Willis.
Assuming, it's a lot of Jordan Love questions today. Assuming Jordan Love is out for the next 5 games, Colts, Titans, Vikings, Rams, Cardinals, how many wins do you think Malik Willis can pull off during that stretch? Personally, I think he will have a good game against the Titans and hope that he can find another win somewhere in those 5. I think that's the right way of thinking. If we get 2 or more wins in that stretch, I think Jordan can come back and carry us to the playoffs. As a Packer fan, the only good thing to come out of this weekend is I'll win week 1 of the Pick'em League if the Niners win tonight, which they did. So congratulations, Patrick. I think you're viewing this the right way. The Titans or the Colts is probably the spot to get a win if he were to miss those 5 games. But I think you need 2 of them. So honestly, any of them are winnable. Colts, Titans, Vikings, Rams, Cardinals, like any of those are winnable.
I mean, I think they're going to beat Tennessee.
You got to find, if he's out 5 weeks, which it doesn't look like. It looks like he'll be out 3. But if he's out 5, I would say you go for 2 of them. The Titans have to be 1, and then probably the Vikings or Colts.
Yeah, man, which is doable too. I think they're going to beat the Titans. After what I saw from the Titans, they might not win a game.
Yeah. All right, we continue on here with Stuckman, who says, "Hey, yo, gang, how we doing? Longtime fan who finally became a YouTube member." Well, thank you, Stuck. You know, thank you, Stuckman. Thank you for providing great content every week, and I truly appreciate all you do to put out for the show together, especially Paul and Zigosaurus Rex. That's just like that has to be a slight against you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm not commenting on your question now.
As I reach deep into the pit of despair while my QB J Love is out for the next month or so, I have an important scenario. Caleb Williams is driving down the field in the 4th quarter with his legs leading the way. His defense made a huge stand against Malik Willis. Do you think he could finally get his first offensive touchdown of the NFL career to cut the Packer lead to 49-10.
No.
I love these scenarios. In all seriousness, what caught you off guard in week 1? Let's try to stay away from obvious answers like Cincinnati falling apart or Jordan Love getting hurt.
What caught me off guard in week 1? I watched a lot of football on Sunday, but I was on the couch with a massive headache, so it was a tough weekend for me. What caught me off guard? I thought the Dolphins looked kind of sloppy.
They were. Producer Zach was not happy for about 3.5 quarters.
I know they won the game. What was it? The 2017 game-winning field goal. I liked Miami personally minus the 3. I thought they were going to come out first game at home off a rough end of last season and put Jacksonville away early. It was 14-0, right? Then 17-7. Took them a while to get going. So I'd probably say despite the win, I'd say Miami looking kind of sloppy.
Yeah, I would say there were a couple things. Actually, there were quite a few that stood out to me, but I did not think. I know that, Jack, you hate the Panthers, but I was really surprised to see New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't
beat
sure
the
about
crap
that
out of them like that. I did not think it would be that bad.
I just Saints minus 4.
I don't know if the Saints are that good or if Carolina's that bad, but that I expected New Orleans to win, but not in that fashion. Sam Darnold start. I mean, holy crap, 10 for 10, 13 for 13 maybe at one point. I did not see that coming. I thought the Vikings would kind of be in a dogfight at least for a half. And
who did the Jaguars play?
The Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Oh,
good try.
So they won. Yes. No,
they lost. They lost to the Dolphins.
But they covered the 3.5. They covered the spread.
The Jaguars have really good colors.
How about the Cardinals?
Okay.
How about the Cardinals though? Going into Buffalo and playing that game so close. Like Kyler, people forget how good Kyler Murray is. Even when he returned last year, that Cardinal team was so much better than the first half.
They looked like a legitimate football team who can win games week 1. And I was surprised by that. I thought Buffalo was going to blow them out early.
And you know what also was really surprising? One final thing here. The Jets defense getting carved up the way that they did by Mason. Like that, I mean, the Jets I thought were going to have a much stronger performance. I didn't think they'd win, but I didn't think San Francisco would dominate them offensively the way they did.
I reached out to one of our one of my friends, Jets fan. His name is Brendan. Went to college with him.
Clink?
And yeah, Clink. He listens to the show. And I'm like, dude, is Rodgers washed? And he's like, honestly, he's like, no. He's like, our defense failed us, bro.
Crazy.
He's like, Rodgers was fine in my eyes. Our defense just totally let us down. I mean, yeah, Brock Purdy carved them up. Mason carved them up. The Niners looked near unstoppable. And I was surprised by that.
Yeah, no CMC too. I mean, I know that Jack doesn't think running back's important. Another great week for Jack in terms of mistakes.
Again, doesn't matter.
Is it supposed to say recording somewhere?
It is. It is recording. You just need to see underneath there. So this is training someone to be a producer. Yeah. Anyone listening to this, you're learning how to be a producer.
Well, it said it was a little thing and it said recording on the screen, but now I don't see it anymore.
No, it's there. It's recording.
Okay.
It's recording. From XX Zeppelin XX, how do you feel about Love coming back for the Vikings game? Great. I'd love to beat the Packers at full strength. John Schmidt 6271 says, how hard are you trying not to overhype yourself on week 1 Darnold? Is it too early to overreact on the Vikings 17-0? Of course not.
I think he'll be good.
Of course not.
I swear, I've been saying I think he's good.
This is the week. We all knew the Giants were bad. We knew we'd beat the Giants, regardless of what other people said. That was a win.
No, but like, did you think you'd beat the Giants by 3 touchdowns and he looked the way he did?
No.
I did not think that.
No. Well, I mean, I thought Darnold would be okay, though. Like, I mean, I didn't think he would suck. People thought he was going to come out and get mauled by the front 7, throw interceptions. He looked good.
No, it's the revenge tour.
He looked really good.
Step 1's return to MetLife Stadium, ball out. Step 2 is beat your old team.
Well, they're going to be the Jets in London.
That's step 5, right? Is that step 5?
No. That's beat the old team. It's the Jets.
Right, no, the Niners too I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. This is the test this week. San Francisco at home. I'm not going to look at it the way a lot of Vikings fans are, where they're saying, hey, last year they came into our building. We shocked them on Monday Night Football. If we have that approach, we will get mauled. We need to expect, as Vikings fans, not the team, that we're going to get crushed.
Yeah, I was going to say, not the team. What are you talking about?
Not the team. The Vikings fan base.
As Vikings fans, yeah.
I'm trying to play like the mind game, the jinxing game, the like double crossing going on in my head right now. The anti-jinxing is unbelievable. I'm like, all right, if we think this, then maybe
Don't be so pessimistic.
You're right. I'm trying to be more optimistic. Nope. See?
Yeah, but if you think like, oh, like we could win this game, you're not going to do it.
Well, that's the Vikings fan curse. Once you believe for a second.
Yeah. Like
Just
Steelers.
a split
You guys
second.
are so dramatic.
Steelers is
That's
different.
so drama.
You don't get it, Lauren. You just don't get it.
Steelers is different. Like we want to win, we'll go win. But Vikings fans can't expect to win.
No, you are different. You're a blue sky franchise
Yeah.
or a dark cloud franchise.
You can't be like, oh, like we
if
can.
I think, 7.5 point favorite NFC Championship game, you lose by 38 to the Philadelphia Eagles. If I think to myself, we're getting the ball here with a chance to score in overtime, or we're getting a chance to put away the Saints here, Favre throws across his body, interception. The moment you believe is the moment that your soul's ripped out as a Viking fan, and I will not play into the game anymore.
Maybe if it didn't make you so upset when you lose, then you would win more.
Lauren, you're smart and pretty.
Thank you.
Of course.
That could be it.
Paul, you're handsome and pretty.
Thank you.
Handsome and smart. Actually. Handsome and smart. handsome
JK
and smart.
Zarada says,
Sorry,
what's
I'm
your biggest
so
surprise from week one?
so
We
sick.
hit all those, but just want to shout out JK because he's the freaking man.
He's the
JK
man.
Zarada. Just a round of
JK.
applause. Maybe like a 30-second
Yeah.
standing ovation for JK Zarada on this show.
Raise
here.
the glass, raise the spotted cow for JK Zarada.
The biggest of those surprises to me was actually it might be it's the Vikings or the Jets probably. Of all the surprises we listed, I was and you know what? We didn't mention the Bengals because in the prior comment they said please don't
said
mention
no Bengals.
Cincy.
That was a shock.
That was probably the biggest.
That was a shock.
I was like, oof.
A 9.5 point favorites minus 410 on the money line. Guess who had them in a parlay?
We didn't think New England was horrible. We just thought they were.
I thought they were horrible.
Did you? I just thought they weren't a very good team that would, play like they'll play tough every single week. But Cincy to lose that at home, geez.
I went 2 or 3 in a money line parlay. Bengals was the only loser.
All right, we got a few more here. We'll run through these. JJB80815, who left another comment earlier. Thank you very much for doubling down. The Colts' run defense was embarrassed against the Texans in week 1. Do you think the Packers can exploit that weakness, or was that poor run defense due to the Colts being focused more on CJ Stroud? I just don't think the Colts' defense is very good.
That's just Joe Mixon, baby.
Joe Mixon was
mixing
amazing.
it up.
I just think the Colts' defense overall isn't very good. The Packers, the difficult thing for Green Bay is that, just think of it like this, Packers fans who are interested in this question. If you were playing against the Packers next week and Malik Willis was the quarterback, how are you going to defend them?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Who are you going to focus on that offense?
It's Josh Jacobs.
It's Josh Jacobs.
Put 11 guys up there in the box.
The Colts defense, I don't think it's very good. Stroud and the Texans offense is great. Those two things both exist. Texans offense is great. Colts defense isn't that good. But it's tough with Jordan Love. I think you could actually take a similar approach to the Texans. We've compared those two teams, the Packer and Texan offense, a lot here. But without Jordan Love, Malik Willis is going to have to make some plays. They're not going to if the Colts let Josh Jacobs beat them, that's their problem. That's a coaching issue with Shane Steichen in Indianapolis.
And he's a good coach too.
It's I think that the Packers, they can try it early on. It'll probably and Josh Jacobs should still have a good game. I'm just saying, if you're the Colts, you're going to focus in on him a little bit more. It's going to come down to Malik Willis making a few throws here and your defense stopping Anthony Richardson.
When do the Colts play Tennessee? The week after? Or the 2 weeks after?
The Packers or the Colts?
Sorry, the Packers.
The Packers go Colts, then Titans.
That's the Malik Willis revenge game. That's the one I'm excited for.
That could be it. Big E carry the G. Did Ziggy post his link anywhere? I'm assuming that means to OnlyFans.
Well, only I have access to it for free. Others got to pay a sick amount of money.
I lost access to it when we broke off our engagement.
I'll share
that was the
it.
most disappointing thing about it.
I'll share it with you.
Tyler
Thank you.
JL22 says, Packers fan here. This is what we get for parts of our idiotic fan base laughing when JJ McCarthy went down. Full circle moment. Guess the question is, can the Packers win at least one game over the next 4? As we said a few times on the show now, they can get one.
They can get one.
They can even get 2, I think. But it's going to be tough. I mean, it's not going to be.
They'll be dogs, I'd assume, to the Colts. Are they dogs? They're probably dogs.
Yeah, they're dogs.
They gotta be dogs.
I mean, they're plus 130. What was it?
160 to make the
164?
playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, this week they are.
But it's not like they got Chiefs, Niners.
No, these are winnable. They're plus 3. I mean, they're 3-point dogs.
Yeah. It's not like it's Chiefs, Niners, Steelers.
Yeah. Cubs,
These powerhouses,
Vikings.
Yeah.
Well, it is Vikings soon. Cubs 2110 says, hey guys, one of the most entertaining games on Sunday was Cardinals Bills. The Cardinals offense looked good hanging with Buffalo the entire game. Should the league worry about this Cardinals offense, or has the Buffalo defense regressed? It's a little bit of both. There were a lot of departures from Buffalo's defense. Matt Milano's injured. There's a lot that needs to be figured out in Buffalo because Josh Allen is carrying a lot of weight on his shoulders. At the same time, though, I think Kyler Murray's awesome. I said it earlier in the show. Marvin Harrison didn't even really do much. James Conner is one of the most underrated players in the National Football League.
James Conner
is awesome. All he does is score touchdowns.
You know, James Conner won on the road in Clemson, which it was like the first. He's like the first team to do. Yeah, I mean, he was
great on the Steelers. He's been great on the Cardinals. He comes back from injuries. He beats cancer. I mean, the guy's just a winner. He's just amazing. And Kyler Murray is an elite quarterback. I don't care what anyone says about him. Well, you're not a big Kyler guy.
Yeah,
right?
I think he's all right.
I think he's very, very good.
No, Kyler's very, very good.
The Cardinals offense, the Cardinals will be able to play with anyone.
Like the Cardinals looked like a team who could play in the playoffs.
As long as their defense doesn't collapse. The offense, if Kyler stays healthy and the defense doesn't collapse, I think that they can threaten for a wild card.
And you can talk about Buffalo losing all these pieces. And sure, I mean, of course, they did. And we know that. But to go on the road week one against arguably the second best quarterback in all of football in his home stadium as a touchdown underdog and play with them the entire time, have a lead a good majority of the game and look like a solid squad.
100%.
They really impressed me.
From Talking Sports with Isaac, he says, if the Packers start out 0-5, do you think they could go 9-3 and sneak in the playoffs? No. If they go 0-5, they're done.
0-5 would be a death sentence.
They are
yeah.
done.
0-5 would be a death sentence.
Texans, Jaguars, Lions, Bears, 49ers, Dolphins, Lions, Seahawks, Saints, Vikings, Bears. There's more than 3 losses there. There are more than 3 losses on that schedule. But it's possible. I mean, yeah. I mean, anything's possible, but I'd be very, very surprised. 0-5.
They won't be 0-5, though.
0-4 is tough enough to get out. 0-5, I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's just hard. Now that the Packers are in last place, how long will they stay in last place? Yes, tied for last is still last. Go Lions. From Brad Parakta, 9293. Certainly pronounced your last name wrong, Brad. I'm very sorry. But that's awesome from a Lions fan. We love a little bit of Packers hate.
I didn't know the Packers were in last.
The Vikings, yes, the Vikings, the Lions, and the Bears are all 1-0, and the Packers are 0-1.
Oh.
Buckle up, everybody. They'll be in last probably until like week
3,
6. Yeah.
Nice guys.
Maybe week.
Nice guys always finish
5.
last.
It could be week 5.
You know that, Lauren, for a fact. Nice guys always finish last. Packers are nice guys.
What was that little call out?
Keith Moon 13 says, hey guys, it's time for the mailbag, which also means it's time for week 2 of the PFS upset picks. We all failed last week, so hopefully someone gets an upset right this week. This week, my picks ended up being fairly chalk, but Vegas Insider does give a 3.5 point spread to the Jags. And I like the Browns, mostly because I dislike the Jaguars. Sorry, Lauren's been a bandwagon Jaguars fan.
Duval.
To at least beat the spread, he says. At least beat the spread. So what was that?
That was Lauren's Jaguar. That's going to increase viewers.
So I'll pick them as my upset this week. Who do you guys have for upsets this week? I have the spreads right here, Jack, so you can take a look.
Yeah, rattle them off. I didn't look at the week 2 lines. I looked at the college lines. Right let me glance through.
There are a number of so we need to go with a dog here.
Oh, the Steelers are a road favorite?
Steelers are a road favorite. Bengals at the Chiefs plus 5.5.
Yeah, read them off.
Kind of like
read them off.
The Rams plus 1.5 at the Cardinals. That could be a spot.
I don't love that.
Giants.
Who's a home underdog? Give me a home underdog.
A home dog. The Titans are plus 3.5 against the Jets.
Anybody off a loss?
Packers plus 3 against the Colts. New England plus 3.5 against the Seahawks.
They're off a big one. I don't know.
How about the Panthers? Plus 5.5 at home against the Chargers?
No.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you your upset pick. How about the Vikings at plus 6.5 against the 49ers here?
Oh, yeah, that's
the Darnold revenge game.
Yeah, that's my pick.
I don't know. This is where I can jinx it.
Are they 6.5 point home dogs?
6.5 point home dogs.
That's my pick.
Come on.
I think Darnold lights up his old team, and he looks at Brock after the game. He's like, "Yo, Brock.
Yeah, you
should be my backup, dude."
100%.
Reputation era.
We knew where that was going. Okay, from Kale Pops, he says, Ziggy, what kind of courses do you teach? Side question: would you bench Deshaun Watson if you were the Browns? I'm not benching Watson yet.
Dude, that guy stinks.
He was horrible. He was horrendous.
I
but I'm
seriously.
not benching him yet.
Who's the backup
in Cleveland right now? Well, they don't have.
They have nobody. That's the problem.
Hold on, who is the?
If they had a somewhat capable QB, I think that guy is awful. I seriously do.
The Browns backup. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was going to say, it's Jameis.
Is it Jameis Winston?
Yeah.
I'd bench Deshaun Watson. I seriously, I would bench him.
In my head, as I was Googling that, I saw a Jameis Winston TikTok in my head. I was like, Jameis is a pretty good bet.
Yeah, I would bench Deshaun Watson.
Nah, I'm giving Watson like 2
weeks. How is it week 1, a sellout crowd in Cleveland, Dallas comes in, you lose by 30 points? That can't happen. That's seriously gonna happen. I know Dallas is a machine. That can't happen.
It did?
Yeah, that's why I put Watson on the bench.
I think Dallas is really good, but yeah, it can't happen. I'm giving Watson at least
that
2
guy's
more weeks.
Awful.
Give him 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
But
then go to Winston.
But what's the difference in now versus 2 weeks? He's been awful for a while.
Well, I mean, if he's horrible for the next 2 weeks, then maybe I bench him.
But he's been horrible
for the contract is so big.
He's been awful for the last 10 weeks.
He's been horrible for a long time now. I'm giving him 2 weeks. Is that just 2 weeks?
I don't think there's a difference.
I'm drawing my line in the sand.
I'd sit his ass down. Guy
3
stinks.
questions left, and these are a little all over the place. What the Shuck says, Ziggy, so Lauren, you'll have to take this one.
Oh, God.
You are in the front of a lever that controls a train screaming down the track, headed towards 100 people tied to the train in a loop who will be reincarnated upon death.
Ooh.
On another line of the track, there is an infinite amount of people tied down who will die and stay that way.
An infinite amount of people?
If you do nothing, you cause finite suffering but infinite death. If you pull the lever, you cause infinite suffering but cause finite death. What do you do?
I lost him.
Oh, wait.
So
okay, this is why it was to Ziggy, because it's philosophical.
Yeah.
Can you say the last sentence again? The finite suffering.
If you do nothing, you cause finite suffering but infinite death. If you pull the lever, you cause infinite suffering but finite death.
Finite suffering, infinite death.
I'm
not going to kill infinite people. That's crazy. That's crazy.
What does finite even mean?
I think it's like you kill the people, but then they're reincarnated, so they like that one life
but
ends.
It's in a loop, and then
but they keep going.
It keeps killing the same people over and over and over.
Oh, keeps killing.
I think that's what it means.
People. It sucks to be one of those people. I feel like I can't kill infinite people.
It's the same people. They're reincarnated.
No, but like the other option wasn't the other option like there's infinite people and you just kill them all. You just keep killing people.
Yeah, I can't remember the limit to infinity n+1.
What are you saying?
That's what it says here. I just said infinite. So I think that you need to go with
I think that the people that are going to be reincarnated are going to live many different lives and it'll be really cool for them.
They're tied on a track over and over. Yeah, we need Ziggy. We'll need Ziggy.
We need Ziggy.
Mercury
we'll report
Road
back. We'll report back.
That's my answer.
Emotions are running high, so I'm not doing this. Emotions are running high, so I need Paul to go back to his topless ASMR channel.
Yes.
Paul, please whisper into the mic. Jordan Love has great legs.
Do it.
It's time to remember what Aaron Rodgers said. Relax as I give Jack
people love ASMR.
Tracing. How does it feel, Jack? Okay, now Packers fan. All right. This is just out of control. This is out of control.
Keep going.
Wait, no, whisper it into the mic.
No matter how bad this gets,
no matter how bad,
still stuck. There you go. I'm done with that. Butt Pounder 420 says, question for Ziggy. What are your philosophical thoughts on Uncle Ted's manifesto? I move on. Ziggy's not here, unfortunately.
Why did you pull so many philosophical questions?
It's just
people like
members.
People like Ziggy. People like Ziggy.
Question for Jack.
Really?
He said, tits or ass. And then for Paul, he said, have a wonderful day.
Oh, tits or ass is ass for sure.
We move on. It's a family-friendly show. All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening into this mailbag edition. Lauren, thanks for... Go ahead, show yourself one more time. A little round of applause for Lauren filling in, for producer Zach.
I was zoned out like 70% of the time.
You know what? That's 30% less than Zach. So we appreciate that. Remember, everyone, to please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We will be back with more reaction stuff post week 2. So thanks, everyone, and we'll see you then.
Bye.